I'm Nic Robbins, and this is my testimony. To get started, my past growing up from a very young age was very difficult. My parents, since as long as I could think for myself, were divorced, but I thought that was normal. And seeing my dad on the weekends and my mom on the weekdays was difficult, but I didn't really understand the difference between that and what a standard or normal family is like. I loved seeing my dad on the weekends and enjoyed hanging out with my mom and the siblings on the weekdays. The difficulty came when I lost my father from a very young age, and swiftly my stepfather came into the picture. And so in the midst of losing and gaining a new father, I was really distraught, as you could guess. I've always been used to my mom being a single mom and having this new parental figure in my life telling me what to do and what I should do and trying to love on me, but it's difficult because I'm not understanding why people move in and out of our lives so frequently. It was very difficult, and it influenced and impacted me a lot of how I grew up and how I was influenced with other groups. Moving kind of forward into my life, school, church, and extracurricular activities kind of revolved around gaining attention. My family dynamic it felt collateral at times, that I wanted to gain some sort of attention and like grounding, a sturdy base from somewhere else. And so I would use Christianity as a means to make a name for myself. I was known as a Christian kid, but yet I was associating myself with the wrong groups, and I was trying to establish myself in these circles that really, just like my family, was changing constantly. So I thought maybe if I just had a goal, a trajectory in life that I could obtain and get there, I'll be fulfilled and satisfied. Really what ended up happening was I obtained that goal. So as soon as I graduated high school that summer, I wasn't really keen on going to university, and so I went to Colorado and became a whitewater raft guide. It was a dream I've always had, and I always wanted to do that, and I was like, this is it, this is my life. And so for about 2 months, that was the pinnacle of my life. I mean, I was living, I was free. This was my dream come true, and all of a sudden that comes with a tumbling drop of, I guess, when depression enters into my life. I was alone. My grandpa gave me his house to stay in for the summer, and I had been well known in the community of raft guides because I was extremely young for a raft guide, and I thought I had everything I wanted as they could offer me any kind of drug or substance, and I wouldn't take it, but I was like, man, I can get anything I wanted at this point. And I was so depressed, and I couldn't understand why. So depression lasted for about a month, and then I was like, you know what, I just need to leave early. I need to go home and maybe kind of restart. Really what I was wanting to do was I wanted to go to school and begin a fraternity, join a fraternity, because I was like, well, I feel like everyone has this feeling in life of just crumbling, decay, and maybe I can learn to distract myself like these guys. So when I went to Rush Theta Chi at UNT, I met a guy named Cam Christian. Cam Christian was weird. He was a weirdo, man, but I'm so glad he was. He introduced me to this, what I thought was a super Christian. I was like, man, you bring up scripture and God in every conversation, and it's weird, but why are you so enthralled by God? I grew up a Christian, and I don't speak about it like you do. Like, you're like crazy. He was still so cool that I was like, you're weird but cool, so I guess I'll stick around. Just please don't talk about God with me, because I'm already there, man. But before I knew it, he was showing me that I wasn't a Christian. So Cam invited me to Denton Bible, and I would say that it's not that I didn't know Christ, but he was not my life. And when I came to Denton Bible, I met Jake Johnson, and Jake Johnson is an important figure, and I'm glad I met him, but Jake really introduced me to Jesus. Jesus, I have found, unlike my life, is a foundation that is firm, steady, and immutable. It doesn't change. My family dynamic, my friend groups, the way I wanted to constantly gain attention, the way I got attention, the identity I had was constantly changing, and it was destroying me. And I didn't know that. I didn't know that there was anything in my life that could even give me fulfillment. So I just kept trying to find distractions and that next high on life that was really just self-idolatry. But when Christ entered the picture, I learned that I am nothing more than a sinner. And I can thank Jesus for explaining that I am a sinner. And if I'm a sinner, I forever get salvation. I forever get the grace and the mercy of Christ as long as I am acknowledging that I'm a sinner in need of those things. And there's nothing better that I would rather have in my life or tell other people to obtain in their life if it's not Christ.